Okay, I'm here with Jordan Davis, the new Oklahoman sports guy. And I'm going to ask you a few questions. First question is, where are you from?
From Chicago, Illinois. Just graduated from North Carolina A&T State University in May, and was working in Jackson, Mississippi for USA Today Sports, and got promoted to the Oklahoman here in Oklahoma City. It's been great so far, though.
Love Oklahoma?
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta say yes. All right, here's some questions I want to ask you, Jordan. So we're going to try to get to know you a little better, okay? First question, when you were young, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, so initially I wanted to play basketball. I played basketball in high school for a little bit, and I wanted to be a basketball player. But shortly after that, it kind of transitioned more into the media side. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do in media until probably my senior year of high school. And was doing some video stuff, ironically, and used to make basketball mixtapes for friends and people in school, and decided that I've always was a good writer growing up, and favorite class was English growing up, and kind of just meshed that with my love for sports and writing as well, and sports journalism just felt like the right thing to do. So, yes, sir.
Awesome. Who's the most famous person that you've ever met?
Most famous person I've ever met? That's a good question. Probably Barack Obama. Met Barack Obama when I was...
Where'd you meet him at?
He went to the same church as me, ironically, growing up, Trinity Church of Christ in Chicago. I won't say I technically met him. If you want to say met him, when I was a baby, my mom introduced me to him. So my mom met him, and I was just there. So I always say Barack Obama.
Cool. Very
technically,
cool.
So.
If you were given the skills to play one sport professionally, what would you play, and who would you play for?
Oh, well, that's easy. Golf. Golf is probably the hardest sport in my opinion, other than UFC. Golf is just a sport to me that just looks hard, and a lot of people don't understand how hard it actually is until you actually get on the course and hit the ball. So I wouldn't say which team, but if I could be anybody, obviously Tiger Woods. Growing up was always just a pillar in the community in golf, and being a black man, he was one of the first, the biggest, tennis star ever, and ironically he's a black man. So like I said, golf would easily be the sport that I could.
You play a long time. Play golf.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Awesome. You're on an island by yourself, and you can have an unlimited supply of one food. What would that food be?
Chicken tenders.
Chicken tenders.
I'm one of the guys. If we're going out somewhere to a steak spot, I'm a childish eater, so I'll definitely go and get some chicken tenders if we're at a really big spot.
Where are you ordering those chicken tenders from? One place.
Ooh, I'm not sure.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I just know it would be chicken tenders is my food of choice.
Awesome. Besides what you do now, what hobby do you have?
I'm a big gamer. Outside of working, I'm a big video gamer. I usually play 2K or Madden, and just a lot of the cliche games that people play nowadays. But I've always been a gamer. If I'm not at work, if I'm not out covering a game or writing a story, I'm probably at the house playing a video game.
Awesome. What's your favorite movie or TV show all time?
Favorite TV show all time? I don't have a favorite movie. I'm not a big movie guy, but I've been binging shows recently. My favorite one I recently binged is Breaking Bad. Probably just to see just all the elements of a show. Really to see character development, and how somebody can change from one season and to see where they end up in the last season of the show has always been interesting to me. And Breaking Bad, obviously, with the name Breaking Bad, and having him go from a really good, not a good, but a high school teacher to what he became was always interesting. Character development is big for me, so and I don't see that a lot in movies. Well, not that I don't see it a lot in movies, but TV shows really are able to capture that, and Breaking Bad is one of my favorites too. So.
If you were given $1 million, what's the first big thing you would buy?
Probably a house. It's probably cliche. Or my mom a house, probably, or like a car or something. But probably a house for sure.
Cool. All right, who's the GOAT? LeBron, Jordan, or Kobe? I think I know your answer, but
yeah, I'm a LeBron guy. Always growing up. Well, I understand, but I was born in 2000, so 2 years after the last championship they won there. So unfortunately, I didn't grow up, in the Michael Jordan era. But growing up, LeBron James was the first basketball player that I actually loved. You know, I remember being 8 years old going to Cleveland with my mom, and she took me by his house. You know, we were driving all around Cleveland just trying to find his house, and I have a picture. If you want me to send it to you, I can. But I have a picture of me in front of his house, 8 years old, with his jersey on. And you know, now to see him in his 21st year and still being able to be one of the best players in the league. Ironically, I sat here last night after the Class B boys game, and I turned on the game while I was sitting here, and he went off for 35 last night and come back for 19-point comeback victory. So, hey, I still think he's the GOAT, and he's still performing like the GOAT in his 21st year. I mean, it's unbelievable to see.
We'll accept that answer.
There you go.
Okay, who's your favorite basketball player?
LeBron, but if not LeBron, I would say Kawhi Leonard is really, he's really tough.
I'm a Spurs fan, so I'm a little bitter about the Leonard thing, but that's okay. What's the greatest game you've ever been a part of? Watching, playing, seeing?
Part of, like maybe covering?
Yeah.
Last year, so before I came here, when I was at A&T, I covered Duke all last year for the 2022-2023 season.
Yeah.
And I was at Duke and Carolina. And that game came down to the wire. I believe they won by like 2 or 3 points. And Derek Lively, who plays for the Mavericks now, he had 14 rebounds and 9 blocks in that game. And just the atmosphere in Cameron Indoor Stadium in that game, and you know, the lead up to it and the build up, and you know, even the post game stuff. Just to be able to sit and interview the players after that moment and just be in that moment.
That's crazy. Yeah.
It was big for me.
Well, you asked my wife. One of my bucket list things is to watch Duke, North Carolina at Cameron. So I'm envious of that. Okay, a couple more. If you had a superpower, one superpower, what would you choose?
Easy, teleporting. To be able to get from one place to another. I mean, it's easy. I don't have to drive.
That would help in your job, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Exactly.
Last question: who's your hero?
My hero is my mother. You know, being from Chicago, she took a lot of sacrifices, you know, to be able to get me to where I am now, and she still helps me out, even being, you know, here in Oklahoma. Like, she just came out here a few weeks ago and spent 2 weeks with me out here. But just growing up, like I said, she decided instead of, you know, she drove 2 hours to work every single day.
Wow.
And you know, it's something that I didn't appreciate back then.
Yeah.
And it was just because she wanted us to have a certain life that she wasn't able to have growing up. And you know, I now that I'm older, I kind of can appreciate it more, and I'm, you know, starting to see the benefits of it, and it's made me a better person. And at the end of the day, yeah, I would eat. She's my hero for sure.
Awesome. That's cool. Jordan Davis. See you.